Hey, good evening everybody. Welcome back to Xenoblade 3. We're finally done with side questing galore, and we are almost about ready to continue with our main story run. But before we do that, I have one combat challenge I want to try.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I've got a pretty good idea what the deal is here.
Yeah, so we're geared up for combat now. Feeling pretty confident that we can take enemies that are higher level than us. Even 2 levels higher. We can manage it, I'm sure. So let us see.
Got a rare doodah right here.
Here we are as requested. Now tell us what you want. What else? But before we get to that, Ashera, I want to ask you something. Let's not stand on ceremony. Shoot. The way I hear it, these rebels are looking to take control of Colony 11. But you must be the one who sicked them on us. Now, I wonder, where could you have heard that from? Not that you're wrong. I see. You must have really taken a shine to them. Again, I wouldn't say you were wrong. So, what are you trying to say? If you're wanting to give up control of the colony to this lot, then I say you have at it. But if you think we'll just let you go with a little parade after all the beatings you've given us? Ah, and here it comes. I've always dreamed of hunting the beast that dwells within you. Make my dream come true, Ashera. We'll make this the best hunt of our lives. Well now, you're finally going to settle things with me. But if that's what you want, why call these people out? I thought I was the one you want. Because they've earned your recognition, Ashera. And I wish to fight not just you, but Ouroboros one more time. Only you people can give me the pain, the satisfaction I've been looking for. I honestly didn't know this guy could speak. It doesn't really fit his image. Well, I didn't think I'd ever hear your voice again in this live chat. Chat? Damn. Damn! Game's got me doing it. Wow! I can't believe I got that careless. Ooh boy. I have not tripped up this entire time. And here right at the end, I tripped up. Well played. I'm sorry friends, but I need to ask you a favor. How'd I know it'd come to this? I praise your powers of foresight. Will you refuse? Let's just say you owe me one. Be ready to pay up later. Zoran, Iso, Clad. There's no more need for words. You wanted this, and now you'll get it. A fight to the death. Wait, to the death? Like for real, for real? Oh, whatever. 54? Oh, alright. We're gonna have to try and do our best here. Okay. I meant to just swap target. Oh, wait, but target lock. It doesn't matter. But the aggro will come to me eventually. Probably focus. Oh. Alright, we had a bit of a messy start. Everything kind of just went everywhere, so let's try that again. Alright, grab aggro from everybody. Alright, I'm gonna focus the healer down first. Or not. This is fine too. still trying to pull aggro from everybody to me. The healer back there is just shooting at whoever. Okay, got chain attack. Wait, we lost both healers. Okay, hang on. Problem is, healer aggro's going. The gunner aggro's leaving.
Eyes over here.
Keep it up, Leo.
I'm gonna draw aggro from this character first. And we should be good from here. No, we lost aggro. The attackers got him. Right. And Crash out will get him from me. No? No luck? I'm gonna swap off this as soon as I can. I got both my healers already. That was fast. Okay, 3 levels higher. I guess they are a bit of a tough customer.
Serious?
Alright, high aggro on this guy first, and then aggro. Grab the aggro before the target lock comes in. Alright. I don't see any red lines. No, never mind. Are they breaking the rules or something? Why is the aggro going everywhere? Ah, it's fine. We'll improvise. Okay. Maybe we'll just focus the tank down, right? Never mind the other nonsense.
We will prevail. We doing this?
Oh, we're grabbing the aggro back. Oh, that was fast. Okay, maybe I do. Guess I gotta play the healer. Eh.
We will prevail. Case.
Problem is, okay, I see what it is. The AI is going after the healers when they start pulling them back up.
We will prevail.
Your choice.
Eyes over here.
Probably just toss another healer on here and we probably will be fine. Alright, you know, I'm gonna improvise with one change. Just one change because things are getting a wee bit too messy. Where is that accessory? But I wish there was a better way to sort this. You know what? Never mind. Forget it.
Prevail.
Your choice. Eyes over here.
You're a lifesaver.
Don't do this. Eyes over here. Thanks for the support.
Good bouncing.
Eyes over here. Eyes over here.
I'm sorry.
You told us all to be careful, and now...
I grab aggro back from this guy.
Sorry. I wasn't doing my job. Did I reach you wrong?
Alright, I got aggro out of the two major ones on me, but I died.
Working on.
Oh, they both did. Alright, I guess we do need to swap one more into a healer. Noah can't be... Unfortunately, I don't think Noah's gonna be allowed to do that. Alright, fine.
I can take care of support.
Gonna give him a war medic for now with a general build, just to get extra heals. The slower path is fine. Oh, the important thing is to manage the aggro so they were all on tank classes. Yeah, that's all we needed really, more healing. A little more healing. Right. I need to grab the aggro back, man. I think the aggro's back on me. Alright, early chain attack.
Let's change it up. That's the way.
Let's just fire it off and let's get going, yeah? We can definitely beat this fight either way.
You're in for it now.
This'll end it.
Okay, good stuff.
Out of my way.
Observe my strength.
Leave it to you.
I'll make it.
Drop physical down.
I'm with you.
I think I messed up. Tyon is the highest. Yeah, I messed up. I'm gonna get Tyon back and now we're all greens. Damn it. It's fine, we just use this to... This is to regroup, I guess.
Was that not enough?
Yeah. On the offensive. Over here. Nice support.
Grab the aggro back at least. Alright, treat people's aggro. A bit too much, I guess.
I can help you. On your feet now, Judy.
Wait, is one of us dead? Oh no, we're not. We're good. Okay. How do you want to do this? I guess we'll do the same thing. See if we can actually not screw it up this time. Go for the variety this time.
Bring it home. You're finished.
How about something like this?
Check out. All right, coming right up.
We don't have a launch right now, so I guess we'll just set these up. We didn't get Neo back. That sucks. Oh well. Chuck everything, I guess. Alright, one down at least. Alright, we got Mio back at least. Go for AoEs on this round. If we have any. Aggro's on us for the most part at least. Hey, you're skating to the barriers there.
That went well. Punch hard.
That was incredible. No love lost.
Alright. One of them down.
There's a point.
Help's on the way.
Alrighty. Alright, I'm gonna chuck everybody at them while we're busy. They're gonna go down anyway. Turns out all we needed to do was chuck Ouroboros at them. And donezo. We did it, chat. Ugh, you truly are powerful. Even now, we're no match for you. I could say the same for you. You're much more capable than when I first met you. I really had to bring my A game for this. Is that so? Your A game. Huh? Did I say something funny? You might not understand existing so far beyond what we call strength. You might call ourselves the Three Ravens, but compared to you, we're grunts, worms crawling in the dirt. I don't want to admit this, but I can see why you've taken a liking to these people. I'll be snuffed. But, though that may be so, we are soldiers. We desire to be strong. Even in the face of overwhelming odds, it's only right to wish to strike back. So you won't have any regrets, even if you bite the dust. I would accept my death easier knowing I face its jaws rather than wait to fade into a husk like a weakling. An acceptable death, eh? I never thought I'd hear such words from you three. By the way, friends, you just burned everything you have for a full-on battle to the death. You must really be at your limit. Do you really have the strength to keep standing there? Enough! We aren't so weak as to stand here listening to your prattle. We have no more need of you. Be somewhere else. No need to act tough. Just get the spark out of here. Yeah, easy, Chief. I've never thought of you as grunts, not once. You're true soldiers. Let's have another fight to the death sometime. And then they sit down.
Oh, so that's how they're doing.
Good for him, eh? Oh, now there's another quest back there? No, no more. I said we're gonna do a story quest today, and we're doing story quests.
To me.
Oh, so that's how they're doing.
Yeah, we are not doing that. We're gonna come back later. No more, no more. We're over-leveling stuff as is. It's time to keep going. I need to get a launch out into my party somewhere.
Oh, so that's how they're doing.
Do you have enough coins for that? Actually. Oh, I have it. Among other things. I'll spend the coins for it this time. Just this once.
Soaring Tempest!
There we go. We're gonna launch out onto the party, and I can control when to use it.
Track of our progress.
Outside of, like, chain attacks. Sorry, within chain attacks. So we're good. No more need of fiddling around with stuff. Because if we're leaving Mio and Zephyr for most of our fights, then as our main tank, then we won't be leveling her stuff up very often. So, you know, drop the coins. They're a renewable resource anyway, so what the heck? Let's just use it. The rooms are ready for you now. How about getting some rest? Here we are, chat. 3 streams later, and we're finally getting some progress done.
N, you say?
You know him?
I know of him, definitely. He's been a real thorn in the city's side.
Sounds rough.
He slaughtered many of my people in cold blood.
Huh.
Why bring him up?
Well, no reason.
Hmm?
What's wrong? Is it something Monica said? Is there a problem?
No. Don't worry about it. It's just a passing thought.
Yeah? Oh, I got some news earlier. We're not sleeping in tomorrow. Our briefing starts early. Get some rest while you can.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Okay. Good night.
Yeah. Night.
Wow, soft beds are really comfy. Who knew? I'm fairly sure you've always slept well, even in sleeping bags. Same. You lot, weren't you even a little nervous? Clearly you were nervous enough for all of us, judging by those dark circles under your eyes. I couldn't just meekly go to sleep after getting here and processing all that information. It sounds more like excitement than nerves if you ask me. Well, it looks like last night's jumble of information will be sorted out in the war room. Right. You should probably start making a move over to the war room then. Right, agreed. Monica said, you take the lift down from near by the Praetorian Hill, right? There's a Swords Hilt guard. All the way there, huh? Okay then. Yep. Something up with Senna. He seems a little quieter than usual. I haven't actually looked inside here very much. There's another container in
What
here.
are you hiding, little guy? Is this like a rare thing?
Ultra pure gemstone. That one's locked. I guess this is our room. The dorm room. It makes sense. Okay. Lucky for us, I've already nabbed the quick travel point to the war room, so I'm just gonna go over there.
Okay then. Sneaking into Agnes Castle, huh?
Seems we won't be catching a break anytime soon.
So this person who knows where the true queens are... who was it again?
You're looking for Gondor.
Ah, that's right. So then, we've just got to find this Gondor, break him out of the prison camp and get the spark out of there.
Luckily, they don't kill us immediately after we've been captured. We're held beneath the castle, in a detention facility.
To perform forced labor?
There's that as well. But mostly, it's to set an example.
Example?
On the day of an eclipse, once a year, they hold a mass execution of prisoners at Hope's Rest, a hill on the castle's south edge. The whole event gets projected, high into the sky.
That's ominous.
Oh no. So that's what you meant.
It's to show us we're powerless.
And the place they do this is Hope's Rest.
Yeah, they're the
What
one
kind
that
of
knows,
sick joke is that?
Where hopes go to die. I get it.
The next eclipse falls about a month from now. So that's our deadline for what we've got to do. Contact the prisoner and get the intel on the Queens.
A month.
Mio,
Well, no two ways about it. We better get started now.
yeah? And we better hurry. We can't waste a single day.
Let's say we make it in without a hitch. Won't the you-know-what give us away?
Uni, I don't think we do know.
The red glowing Mobius eye thing.
Oh,
Bad.
Those eye patches I gave you? There's a special alloy embedded in them. Long as you got that, you'll be near invisible. Slip clean under their noses.
And after we've got the info,
It sounds too good to
how do
be
we get
true.
out?
You've put the Kavesi Annihilator out of commission. I'm sure you'll think of something.
Even if we get out, what about your lot?
You don't need to worry about them. They knew the risk.
That doesn't make it okay.
Yeah, well, that's how we do things.
But still,
I'll tell you too. Be prepared to make sacrifices.
Or we could just, I don't
Alright.
know, break them all out.
However, only as our absolute last resort. Is that fair?
That's awfully kind of you. But kind doesn't win wars. There's a Nopon called Samon in engineering. He'll be able to find you a way into the castle. Get the details from him.
It's the Salmon's engineering department. Go down the lift near the Ogun Cliff and you'll find it in no time. It's the big lift you took to get up here. You know the one? Right. Well, that's it. Xiao. Oh what? You're not gonna show us the way? There's a strategy meeting we have to be at, discussing what to do after the infiltration. Oh, you're infiltrating the prison too? Well, it was originally our plan. I see. Looking forward to working with you then. Yeah, sorry. Not gonna be all buddy-buddy with you. Well, they do be like that. What to do? Wow, what crawled up his arse? Look at it from their perspective. We essentially took the Ouroboros powers that were originally intended for them. But what does that have to do with any of this? Let's just play our part for now. We should head to engineering. But yeah, no idea.
Oh, so that's how they're doing.
I have a feeling something's gonna go wrong with the eye patches, right? It's like too good to be true. Oh, no one will notice you. You'll be fine. Totally. We could just quick travel back down, I guess. Hey, door's open now. Nice.
I wonder what's around here.
Oh, a container.
Where? In the water? Excuse me, are you Salmon? Most indeed, and our friend's famed Ouroboros. I hear everything from Monica. We'll lend spare ship to friends, no worry. Thank you very much for this. Ooh. She good ship, bound to read the name. Friends feel free to use. Whoa, nice piece of kit this. I've never seen a real ship before, except in the textbooks. The friends feeling gratitude can show respect by add Mr. to start off name. Mr. Salmon. Sorry to cut the pleasantries short, but could you tell us more about the infiltration plan? At least ask about boat first, meh. Ah, fine. Salmon explains to listen up. Surroundings of Agnes Castle under exceptionally strict guard, nothing to unexpected. Even with most state-of-art cloaking device, approach by Leftness greeted with shooting and shouting and short, sharp landing. That's why we plan approach on route that go around Erythea Sea. From the sea, huh? Wait, if they discover us in the drink, then aren't we really royally snuffed? Erythea Sea shrouded in black fog. If you use ship to glide along on surface of sea, will not show up on radar scan from above. Right, good thinking. Before I proceed to explain nitty-gritty, we must make ship ship-shape. Friends have to help also. It not run as is? And not enough fuel for runnage or boundary. Ah, so that's the problem. Sounds like you need some good old-fashioned physical labor. Sign me up. Someone happy to see friends so enthusiastic. Could never hope to even carry 300 ether cylinder by own self, so things were looking choppy. The 300? Do we really need that many? Friends must remember, once they part on ship, then know where to top up before land of destination. It does make sense. Sure, but where the spark are we gonna find that many cylinders? Not here, that for sure. We pour all fuel we had into making prototype. In other words, we have to figure out the whole supply chain from nothing. Perish thought, friend. Salmon never expect friends could provide alone. Only need to assist associate of Salmon. Would like friends to go see Timna and explain situation. And that person can get us the cylinders. Assuredly, Timna come from one of 6 mighty houses. Should be no big deal to part with 100 ether cylinder or even 1000. What are these 6 houses? Very fancy houses in holding of very important people. Alright, we got it. Where can we find this Timna? In Kalem residential quarter of city. Great, let's go then. I
Some
mean,
new friends.
I've got 99 of them. I can probably get you another few. It's not that hard. I could like 300 really isn't that many. I could definitely get you that many. Also, ooh boy. No more no pawn in here is making the game jittery. This is not a canteen.
So much to see, huh?
Not quite. We can get up here and open this.
Let's just sneak a peek.
Alright.
According to Mr. Salmon, Timna's place should be around here.
Do you really think she can come up with 300 ether cylinders?
I mean, we've got 99, like I said. And I've been selling them in the hundreds. Miss Timna, we've come on an errand from Salmon. Oh, really? And what might he need? Well, he's found himself quite urgently needing a large quantity of fuel, so I don't need the preamble stuck. This is Salmon we're talking about. I'm sure he's got a whole lot of guff to sell me. But I wouldn't quite... It's quite alright. What's he after? Tell me plainly. 300 ether cylinders. Planning something big again, isn't he? Not to worry. I'll have him prepared. Or, well, I'd love to do that for you, but lately the conservative lot have been buzzing around. Such a pain. The truth is, we haven't been able to secure a surplus ourselves either. The cons of a what now? They're the people who don't welcome war, perhaps. It seems you know enough to recognize not all of this great city's people think the same way. Some are happy to remain spectators in the conflict taking place outside our door, not fight Mobius, maintain the status quo. They want nothing more than to seal the city's hatches, build up our defenses. Lots of conservative people like that here. But do pardon an old woman for that tangent. We were talking about ether cylinders. The lot has been stockpiling more than they need, all just to cock a snook at us. We should get what you need from them. Huh? Didn't you just say you didn't like each other? That doesn't mean there aren't any sensible people on that side too. I see, so even your separate factions are comprised of varying types then. Well, maybe we should pay a visit to one of these sensible people then. Please do. Speak to Miori, she's the person in charge of the material storage warehouse. You tell her that the Nopon's needs are many, the conservation should go smoothly. The Nopon's needs are many. The material storage warehouse is outside the city, mind how you go. Understood, thanks for your help. They really do be sending us everywhere, huh? Expect us to run everywhere, I suppose? But I quick travel. Hey, are you Miori? What? Miss Timna sent us. We're trying to get some ether cylinders. Timna did. Well, is that all? She didn't give you a message or something? Huh? A message? Don't think I remember anything like that. Right, no to you then. You can leave now. What? Look, this isn't what we were told. I'm a busy gal, okay? Beat it. Hey, wait. Suggest to abandon hope. She give Code a shoulder. Oh right, she said to mention that the Nopon needs his money. Is that really what she said? To the word, to the letter, are you sure? Huh? Oh, was it needs or many instead? Yes, now I get it. I'll get them ready for you. Really? Thanks so much. Great success. I see. So that's what she meant by the conversation going smoothly. Huh? It means this person big Nopon fan. Only reasonable, really. So, how many do you need? 300 ether cylinders. Is that manageable? I'll check. Hold tight. Also, don't let anyone near the storage. Sure thing. I thought for sure the game was gonna make me pick which sentence it would be. Don't let anyone near. Like anyone bothered coming out here without a rock solid reason. It sounded like the faction she belongs to doesn't want any involvement with us. I imagine she doesn't want to be suspected of helping Ouroboros. Oh then, should we give her a hand? The faster it's done, the sooner we can be out of her hair. Nah, stay put. She said to not let anyone near. I would assume that includes us. Yeah, let's keep watch like we were told. Huh? Something up, Mimi. I just heard something. It's coming this way. Bites? Bites. Whoa, check him out. Why are they so big? Let's take him out before things get messy. I'm with you.
We've made some new friends.
I figured these guys would have come in if we're not careful. Ah. All right. I heard a ruckus out here. Anything I need to worry about? Not even slightly. Nobody's here. Right. I prepared the ether cylinders. Take them and go. Thanks.
We should be done with the ether cylinders now. Let's get back to Mr. Salmon.
I wonder how they show up in our inventory. Key items, I guess? Yeah, ship ether cylinders. Specifically.
Job well done. Salmon pull all-nighter to install. Expect to be shipshape by tomorrow morning.
That soon?
Salmon never flounder. Always get job done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you not necessary. Salmon is fixer-upperer by trade.
What's that?
Ah, this is ultimate vessel.
Ultimate vessel?
That right. Even vortexing raging great sea not slow advance. It'd go down in history as queen of boats. Still work in progress, but sure to bring to fruition someday.
We're gonna get an airship.
It's Salmon's dream.
Wow.
Okay. Usable by morning, so we return back up to... Keep going the wrong way here. Back up to Sword March. I know there are more quests spawning, but we are doing the main story now. No more side quests. We've been side questing a bit too much. I want to see where the plot goes.
There. All done.
Wow! Amazing!
Okay, I'll bagsy the next one. I even brought the materials and stuff. Make me something mega cool, yeah?
Sure. What kind of blade do you want? Sword? Gun?
Fists.
Okie dokie.
Hey. If
if we didn't have to fight each other, you think that could have been Yoren?
Yoren, did you ditch training again just to work on this stuff?
Did not. I'm not skiving. I just had a bad headache. I gave notice too.
Excuse me? No one did that for you, right?
Yeah, I'm used to doing it.
Okay, it's done.
Hold on. Is that...
Who's that? Lance?
This one's Uni, and this is Noah.
Hey! That looks just like me. Good job, matey.
Huh?
I love it, Yoren.
Yeah?
Yeah. We don't have your talent. All we can do is slash and shoot each other.
Oh, you can play music.
But you create things.
Hey, so who's this? We know someone like that?
Looks like a real tough fella.
Huh.
That's... it's me.
What?
This is you!
It looks nothing like you.
That's very ominous.
Yeah, but, like... That's what I want to end up like, someday.
That is like omega ominous, what the hell?
Silly, huh?
It's not silly. I believe in you. I've seen exactly what you can do.
You think he's got what it takes? You're talking out your bum.
No, I'm not. He can do it. Right, Yoren?
I'll try then. I'll try really hard.
He
He
knows.
looked up to me, man.
He knew. That is
Smartly.
ominous.
Sometimes it's hard to judge, huh? What we're supposed to be protecting. It all gets a bit blurry.
Yeah.
Even so, his smile was the real thing. We should cherish that. Next time we'll think twice about who really needs punching.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you.
It was very sweet and all, but the implications of that figure are ominous as heck. I need explanations.
So you saw it?
Huh?
Your husk. Your own lifeless husk. You've come across it.
How did you...
Your eyes. You looked like you were gazing into your own past.
That's crazy. Live long enough and you learn how to figure out stuff like that.
Oh, it hasn't been as long as you think. But folk do tell me I'm pretty sharp.
No. How come you don't wake these guys up? Couldn't you use the help? Or is it because they'd just be Mobius fodder?
They can't be fodder. If we wake them up here, they'll be freed from the shackles of the flame clock.
So why then?
Because this is our fight. We don't know how long it'll take. And their lives are short.
So you don't want to get them mixed up in everything?
That's one reason.
And the other?
People need to learn who they really are. What they have to leave behind for posterity. I want them to wake up in a world that affords them that chance.
How do we discover who we really are?
That from the husk.
Yeah.
You won't find yourself there.
Huh?
You've got to look to the present and the future only. The one in the past, it isn't you. You didn't make that, and it's not yours.
Make that?
But look to the future, and you can build yourself up however you like. You can become whoever you want to be.
I can?
You've got the power to do so. Be true to yourself.
Thank you. That's...
Well, that's what my dad always said.
Your dad?
But it goes for you, too.
True to myself. We'll see.
Really? Did you seriously just burn your tongue again?
You saw that.
Well, your soup is one of the highlights of my day.
Really? Whoa, thanks. I'm flattered.
It was just the truth.
Want some to taste test?
For real. Good thing I got off early. You enjoy cooking?
Oh, it's been drilled into me. It's a ritual now. Can't really start the day without making a pot.
I get you. 2 months, huh? Since that battle.
Yeah.
You're tough. No joke.
Eh?
We heard from uni that you're just like us.
Oh, that part.
I've been plodding along, playing it all cool. But when we saw him again, I thought, nah, snuff all of this.
I'm scared too. Just so you know. Since Monica told us the whole truth, I've hoped... No. I'm sure I'll see Miyabi again. I'm so sure of it.
Hard, wasn't it? Hearing that.
Yeah. But it sure beats ignorance.
That's what Noah thinks too. You're hard as nails.
What we don't know might as well not exist. It's an obvious way to think, but it isn't right. Closing my eyes doesn't mean evil disappears.
And so, you go on.
Yeah, I'll keep going. While my flame still flickers to the bitter end. With all of you.
You said it.
A lot of the characters are like getting good interactions with each other, right? I think everyone's like, even outside the usual pairs. We hear from Monica. Yeah, the ship's ready. Mr. Salmon must have pulled an all-nighter. It's all going to kick off soon. Our preparations should also be complete. Let's rendezvous with Mr. Salmon at the port. Let's. Yeah, our preparations are pretty complete. I am slightly worried that we're like really over-leveled. But you know, it being hard mode, we'll probably still get our ass kicked if we're not careful. So it should be fine. Whatever advantages we have by being higher level is probably going to disappear very soon. I would imagine. But that's just me getting a bunch of combat stuff done, I guess. I don't mind having it a bit easier too, so, you know, I ain't complaining. I've been waiting for you. Ship is steady ready. Okay, I'm counting on you to bust out and bring back Gondor. You're counting on us. Count on yourself. You're coming too, aren't you? This isn't the lost numbers only job right now, you know? Jensen, you're in charge of the infiltration. Understood. Try not to drag us down, Ouroboros. Worry about yourself. Samon, tell us the route. Meh. Mehem. As said before, you cross along Erethia's Sea on good ship boundary, then go to prison direct underneath castle. Ah, good, right through the fog. But, here is detail of importance. Even if all get there without bumps and bruises, island is surrounded by tall cliff on all sides. Boundary only run over water, after that friends will need proceed on their own strength. So we just have to do our best to climb up the cliffs without getting rumbled. If we can climb up them just by doing our best, then that's great, but first, it can't be done. With the prisons in Agnes Castle, then it's going to be more heavily guarded than any old colony. Right on the money. Before you head for the prison, rendezvous with a soldier hiding on nearby Vinisnock home. Her name's Kasami. She's the only soldier who's managed to escape from Hope's Rest. If we learn about how she managed to escape, we can use that information in our infiltration, is that right? Vinisnock home is on the way anyway, so rather than fiddle with janky comms, I thought it'd be best to go there and chat. Yeah, makes sense. That's all I've got to say. Get everything ready for departure. Okay. Alrighty, doodles. Doodles of luck to friends. Wait, are you not piloting us, Mr. Samon? Samon is tired of the long night of work. Please do not overwork poor Salmon. So who is our pilot then? Pilot is inside you all along. Someone can send information of direction to any iris, so anyone who wants to pilot can fulfill dream. But however, if break boundary is punishable by mega spankings. Yeah, we get it. Fine, Rika will volunteer for pilot. Is that okay? It's easier than working Levnis. Rika was our mechanic back in the colony. He's good at stuff like this. I trust him to lead us, right? Sure, he'll be fine. We'll do our best. This Gondor person in prison is our key to finding the whereabouts of the true queens. We have to pull this off. The castle beckons. Press A near the boundary to board it. Accelerate with ZR, reverse with B. Oh wow, we actually get to like drive it, like
Let's hop on the boundary.
You bet.
Whoa. Yo, this is cool. Yeah, literally. It's like the airship in the Final Fantasy games. Except just for one region, I suppose, but it definitely has vibes of RFC, right? Erethia's Sea. Eretthia. So Lefteria? Yeah, I guess it sort of resembles the Leftarian archipelago. Oh.
Hey, Tyon. You doing all right there?
I'm a little worn out, but you don't need to worry about me.
For a second I was like, is he seasick?
Whoa, got a red.
Is he like Cloud? Does he get seasick? Something like that.
So she was all alone out here.
Acting alone is better for intelligence gathering and makes it easier to hide. It may have been a strategic decision.
There's nobody here. Puzzles. This is definitely the rendezvous point. You guys take a load off. I'll take a look around. Sure thing.
It's gorgeous. I can hardly believe my eyes. Is this real?
We don't wage many battles at sea, so makes sense the seas would be relatively untouched.
Aha.
When people do die at sea, it's usually due to their Phoronis sinking. They drown. It's hard to draw out their life with a blade. Putting it that way, I guess it's kinda obvious, huh?
A little ironic that that's why it still looks so pristine.
The other half of my reason.
Oh, are we talking about that now?
About why I'm here, yes. Right? I told you there was a second half.
Hmm?
It's you, Mio.
Me? What do you...
You want to leave an impression on all of us and the world, don't you? I can only hazard a guess at what you'd want it to be. And even then, I'm not confident I'd guess right. But let me just say this. You've only got a little over a month left. We can't change that fact. It doesn't give you much time to leave your mark. If there were anything I could do to give you time, if it were in my power, I would. Not just me. Senna too. And Noah. We all think that way. Mio?
Sparks. You're making me tear up here, man.
Oh, sorry. That wasn't my intention.
No, thank you. Nimue doing.
Huh?
You were even being nice to Uni. Stuff like that.
Oh. Oh, really? I'd never even thought about it.
Let's give thanks if we ever see one of those trees of hers.
A Sophronia? Right. I think that's a great idea.
That's another great shot. Everyone's here. Good. Is this the person that made it out of the prison camp then? Kisame. Right, sorry to rush you, but can you tell us about the camp? I can. Let's see now. Inside the camp, every prisoner is tracked using identification devices. You need those devices to move around the grounds. But if you go anywhere you're not supposed to, they'll trip the alarm and the guards will come running. So you can't go anywhere without them, but they stop you escaping, crafty so-and-sos. So, how do you manage to escape? I'll be honest, most of it was sheer luck. I was working by the western gate when I happened to notice that there were fewer guards than normal. I asked my mates to help and we all got me out alone. In other words, it wouldn't be feasible for us to infiltrate by the same route you used to leave. I imagine it wouldn't, no. In that case, why not drop the sneaky stuff and just get caught on purpose? If the guards figure out your Ouroboros, the plan's gonna fall to pieces. They'll just kill you right then and there. At least until you can get information out of Gondor on the inside. You can't let the Agnians know that you're Ouroboros. Right, so we're saying stealth's the only way to get everyone out safely, Gondor included. Since you've mentioned Gondor, they used to gather in the central cell block for morning assembly, so it should be easy to make contact provided you can get in. Good info, thanks. I suppose we'll need more data points on the prison effort to figure out a way of infiltrating it. I figured you might say that, so I got busy while I waited here, observing Agnian troops. Seems to me you might have more luck getting information from them, seeing as I only saw one part of the prison. Can you see that island to the northwest? That's Coron Island. I saw the acting transport Balaena heading that way. It's most likely a leftist from the castle, so if you can access a terminal or something, you might be able to learn a thing or two. And then there's Turbine Island to the northeast. It has the Erythea relay base on it, permanent garrison and all, so you won't have trouble finding information there. It sounds like we'll have to accept a certain level of risk since there is no other way. We just want the info, right? We can slip in and out without getting caught, quick as you'd like. Yes, I would like that, but how likely does it sound? Well, data on the prison is important, sure, but it won't mean much if we don't figure out how to circumvent the ID devices. Here, you can use this. This is the device they put on me. And these. These are the ones from my friends who died in the camp. Should be enough for all of you, and then some. Thanks, we appreciate it. Jensen? About those ID devices, mind letting me have a crack? I think I can pull the warning systems out of them. And since you need a few, I'd like to borrow Nisik. Understood, thank you. So if the device is in Krytos' hands, we'll see what we can find on Coron Island and Turbine Island.
I suggest we take a break.
I never liked the idea of sneaking in with old prisoner tech, right? It doesn't sound... It always sounds like it's a recipe for disaster. Okay, okay, a few of these will trigger side quests. I think I want to take a look at these ones here. Apparently the lost numbers can use all different kinds of blades just like us. Monica did say that the city's people were originally of one kind of the Ouroboros. So you'd say that explains the similarity of us. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Even so though, there's not many people that can master fighting in multiple blade forms, it seems. If you don't commit, your form's gonna be sloppy and you'll get bad habits. I think I always prefer using what I'm good at. I like to get at least a basic understanding of all of them. Nothing beats flexibility on the battlefield. Me, I'm a power go true and true. But the sparks of power go. Ah, never mind, I caught your drift. It's important to remember though, even though we have Ouroboros powers, it's still a matter of effort to achieve proficiency.
Everyone, a moment of your time?
Tyon, you used to belong to Colony Lambda originally, right? Yes, I was reassigned to Gamma. You all know the story by now. I lost my way, but Commander Teach personally welcomed me in. Oh, Teach did? Huh. Under normal circumstances, you have to indicate a clear reason for transferring, but he didn't ask me a thing. Thinking back to it now, I suppose Commander Izzard must have put in a word for me. Senna and I came to Gamma at just about the same time, then we got put in the same unit. Ew, so you guys been together all the way since then? Yes, isn't it strange? If tragedy hadn't struck the way it did, I never would have met Neo and Senna. Nor you guys. Are you saying that everything happened for a reason? I don't know if I'll go that far, but certainly that outlook will make it easier to stay optimistic as we go on. Good stuff.
Let's be off.
Yep,
So that's how they're doing.
let us be off. I guess we'll go for that one first. It really is like an airship in that you don't have to fight anything if you don't want to. Like, you just ignore all these monsters. They don't aggro you and you don't aggro them. It's very nice. And I see why now they let you have the ability to fight in the water.
We'll sneak around the island and head for the opposite side. That'll be where Agnians keep the transport.
Like, I see why they did it this way now. Because otherwise you'd never have a way to fight on the ocean. Giant pineapples.
Well, we've been found.
And weird looking Turkins.
Oh, whack 'em good.
That looks like the place. At least we're getting there.
Oh, got a rare doodah right here.
Is that?
Uh-huh.
Did I read things wrong?
Happening, you guys.
We should be able to rest here.
Okay, now, how do we get closer to the ballerina? Just run at it, I guess. Queen's Ruffles. He got found. Wipe him out. Alright. We can do this. Try to get as much AoE off as possible. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, that Ouroboros did... Yeah, that Ouroboros option did not go the way you planned. Alright, let's just not do that, yeah. Where are the small fractals? There's a lot of them. Oh, we lost all the healers again? Wow! Wow, okay, things are happening very quickly.
Get away! Demon!
Ah, I wasn't quite enough. Oh, and also the healers again? Wow. I guess we'll have to play the healer. Right, everyone's just kind of dying.
A formidable opponent.
Okay, it's the small fry. The small fry are targeting the... Small fry are going after the healer. That's what's happening. That's why they die so quickly. Do I have to put Noah on heal duty again? I think I might have to. What a pain.
Uh-oh. I think they just gave me the side eye.
Yeah, it looks like I need healer Noah in the back just to get stuff done. For the most part. We lost all the healers again. Ah, annoying. Wow, this fight's surprisingly hard. Even though the reinforcements are like weak sauce, man.
Uh-oh. I think they just gave me the side eye.
That damn target lock. Do I really have to change my loadout just to force it to be AoEs?
Okay, well, we doing this?
Okay.
You're in for it now.
How about this?
Not sure how it always ends up being like this, but whatever.
Out of my way.
I just thought of a great idea. Yippee!
More where that came from.
Time for the fight to dish out as much as I can. And one for good measure. Right then, stop. Leave it to you, Nate. Hit the Willy Lee quick. Everyone get ready.
I try and hit as many AoEs as I can.
I'm with you.
You're done. Oh, we're not done yet. I'm on your heels.
I've got an idea.
Okay, good enough.
All right. Let's bring it home. You're finished.
Leave it to us. Everyone get ready. And the first dip.
More where that came from.
You're done.
I think of Neo for the AoE.
Strike through. Upon this sword, I yeah, that went well. Now that's
Oh, we broke 1 million. Okay. Alright, this is more manageable. We can get this done.
well within.
Quick, the enemy! Stay back!
I'm on healing.
Wow. That got way more painful than I thought it was gonna be. Because with this absolutely swamped of enemies, there's not much we can do. No more enemies. Good, let's check inside the ship. I think some of us should stand guard outside. Alright, I'll be the lookout. Me too.
So, Ouroboros does training as well, huh?
You're...
Shania. Shania Reed. About your rescue mission. Gondor and I are friends from the crib.
I don't know that word, crib. Does it mean you've known each other for a while?
I guess you don't use that expression, huh? Why even use words? Feels like we're just talking at cross purposes.
Sorry about that.
Know what? Forget it. Well, gonna answer my question?
You mean about training?
Yeah?
That's the thing. Mimi and the others are doing their best. I need to as well. Anything to help me get an edge. So...
Ah. Mimi, is it? That's what you call her?
Why
The
is
one
the-
with the long ears.
Why is the music so
Yeah.
ominous?
We've always been in the same colony.
You're friends.
Why is she so
That
condescending?
might be saying a lot. She's kind of like my role model. She's strong, kind, mega dependable.
You're Senna, right?
Huh? Oh, it's... You are...
I'm Mio, third term. We haven't met before, have we?
Oh, I'm sorry. Your name totally slipped my mind. But I don't think we've talked before.
You know, I was just looking for a training partner.
For the trial?
I like to think I'm pretty quick on my feet, but I'm not really strong enough. Our captain said you would make a good addition, and that you're super strong.
He's exaggerating. I'm totally average, totally.
Wanna try? Teaming up?
With you? You sure? I'm a nobody.
Sure, I'm sure. I'm literally asking you right now. It's your choice.
Well, if you really don't mind, sure.
Really? Golden? We're a team then.
Thank you.
Role model.
She's the one who's kept me going. I wouldn't be here otherwise. And after meeting you guys, now I understand what life's really all about. A part of nature's cycle. I'd never even thought about it before, but it's pretty amazing, huh?
How is it natural?
Huh?
Why should we swing our blades around without a hope of winning? Better to die and be born again inside their cycle. Just pulling your leg. Caught you off guard?
Well, yeah, you kinda did.
What's this lady's
How'd you
problem?
expect me to react to that?
Hey, do you always work so hard for approval? That fun?
Huh? You can tell?
That's right. 'Cause we're just the same.
I mean, she was kind of quiet and standoffish the entire time that they were guiding us up here, but... Whoa. That was a bit weird. What's her deal?
Be true to yourself.
Not fully sure where this is going.
Hey, Mimi?
What's up? Speak to me.
It's, lovely weather we're having.
I don't know, I'd say lovely. Bit overcast.
Oh, you're right. Silly clouds. Guess I had my head in them.
Huh?
You're a terrible actor, Senna.
What was that about?
Oh, whoa, 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 Stormbreaker Pirate. Yo, Stormy, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Hey, everybody. You're dropping in on, in the middle of a story quest. We all have eye patches now, I just realized. We all have eye patches and we're sailing on the sea. I guess that does make us pirates. Sort of. Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Hope you guys had a good time over at Stormy's stream. 30th anniversary, right? Good stuff, good stuff. Alright. So, what's the loot from the Baleana looking like? A service schedule at the Agnes Castle, Barbican? Now we're talking. And yet, it doesn't enable us to build a plan on its own. If possible, I'd like us to gather further intelligence before acting. Always have to caution this bloke. This time around, we'll need as much caution as we can muster, Uni. We might be able to find more information at the Erethier relay base on Turbine Island. That's right, let's follow all the leads we have.
Oh, so that's how they're doing.
I see, okay. So now we just gotta head back over there, okay. Where did I park the ship? Alright, chat. Have I gone to the quest at the right of this place? I have just reached here. Yeah. I just reached here, so... Give me a sec. We are focusing on story today because I spent the last 3 streams side questing. But, yeah, if there's any optional side quests, we'll probably be putting them to one side. But we'll be doing for now. How's Xeno treating me? It's been very, very good. We have an airship now. Sort of. Get out of the way. I need to do it, trust you? You're right, you say? There are a bunch of side quests. Not sure about it though. I mean, we will do the quests, just maybe not immediately. Do we have to? Okay, how long does the quest take? That's the question. Alright. I'll love it. How long is it gonna take though? That's the question. Is it gonna be like a 10-minute romp, or is it like gonna be a 2-hour quest chain? Because if it's the latter, I think I'm fine putting it off for now. Well, let me know. I'll keep sailing in this general vicinity first. It's not too long. Well, okay.
Let's go here.
Okay, chat, just this once. Out of the way. Yo ho ho, I guess. We gotta sing some sea shanties while we're out here. I don't know any sea shanties though. So we're just gonna get awkward silence for a bit. Oh, we grounded. This is very cool though, right? New way to traverse the map. Oh, a bit further. Oh boy. I went past it. Okay. I could zoom the map out a bit. It's a wee bit hard to navigate. I'm following the marker I put down, but... Is it this island? The marker still indicates further. Guess it has to be this. Alright. Yeah, that's the one.
It's another thing to see it for yourself, eh?
Alright, Chad, you left me on a detour. Just better be worth it. A big ass Laughness.
A Feronis?
Oh wait, no, it's a Feronis.
What's
Okay.
it doing here?
Bigger than usual.
Doesn't look like it's after us, somehow.
Wanna follow?
Even better, let's make a big sign saying, "We're idiots, please shoot us."
What?
Give it a rest, Lance. So, what's the plan? Noah?
Right. Since it's a Feronis, it'll doubtless have a bunch of people enslaved to a flame clock.
They might not be too happy to see us, though.
We'd be lucky if that was all. Consuls, or rather Mobius, could be there too.
True. Which is why, whether we follow them or not, we need to think carefully.
Mm-hmm.
This is something decent.
So basically, we're gonna make a beeline for the giant Feronis. Yes. Seems like the right course of action.
Leave the enemies to me.
Definitely. Nothing could possibly go wrong with this course of action. Okay, where'd you go? Where did it go? Best character in the game? That's a big call, yo. There's a lot of really good characters in this game so far.
Let's go here.
Alright. X marks the spot. Chad, if this is another hero quest you've sidetracked me into, I mean, I forgive you, but I was trying to do some main story stuff, man. Is this a pirate? Oh. Do I have to get off the ship? Are they on the island? On the... blah, blah, blah. Like, that is a waterfall. Thank you for the bits, Stormy. It was very generous of you. I appreciate it. Where are we getting off? Yeah, I guess we get off. I got bonked by Booty. Oh yeah, it is this place. Okay, who are we meeting this time? Let's see.
Look! There!
Oh, this is a hero quest. It's voiced.
Is that... Didn't we see that for Honest before? At Ishan Isle?
So then, that means Mobius might be over there.
They could attack us at any time. Let's proceed with caution.
Ha! Visitors, eh?
Ah. Mobius, jump scare.
A sparking Mobius.
He's armed with a fish.
What an impulsive pair ye two make.
This...
Anyway, cool your heads and have some grub with me.
What?
Grub?
You need food if you want energy. Don't go telling me you don't eat now.
Yeah, get real. What's his deal?
The music indicates he's not evil.
But you're all skin and bones, the lot of you.
Or he's playing the long game.
Alright, steady on. Anyhow, I'm not even hungry.
Mobius, jump scare.
I'm not gonna bite your heads off, pipsqueaks.
Don't know how to feel about this.
Don't just stand there.
He does seem like he's a pirate. He's not a robot though, at least I don't think so.
What do we do?
It's just a very silly set of armor.
I guess we can't just ignore him.
It is armor. Mobius is the Society of Silly Helmets. That is what he is.
Ah, I do love the sea. So I'm taking this thing on a trip.
Mobius? On a trip?
Of course! A man's life is a long journey. Walk your path without a destination, and you'll get little encounters like this one.
Yeah, if you think we're gonna trust a Mobius, you're off your rocker, man.
Yeah, you're kind of starting on the back foot there, sir.
Sounds like you're in an awful pickle and no mistake. What a disaster for ye. But you see, Mobius I may be, but I don't got any orders regarding ye. I'm a free agent, says I. Anyway, there are things on the sea so tasty they'll make you weep, along with some gigantic monsters. So I arranged for them to be here. Things you landlubbers would never dream of.
You mean you're mixing the colony up in all this? Just so you can have a bit of fun?
Guess you're right. I just love watching the sea from a Piranhas, truth be told. Therefore, free agent that I be, I work as Colony 15's consul with a spot of moonlighting as the commander. The other Mobius tell me rubbish like your name is T. Perhaps it's fate I met up with you.
His name is Triton.
So if you please, you can call me Captain Triton.
Like the dude from The Little Mermaid.
Tell me what's happening?
Captain Triton. I get what you're saying. I do. But...
Noah, you ain't humouring this windbag.
Indeed. Can't listen to any words from this man's mouth. His crazy, reckless schemes will get friends dead, smashed to pieces.
And what? Once I get an idea, I have to put it in motion. Otherwise, nothing around here would happen.
The captain's awesome. He might be an ugly lump, but he can smash a big monster clear into next year.
Well, I like a good challenge, so we spend a chunk of time going around it. Wait, who you calling ugly?
Whether they're in the sea or the sky, we find big nasties and biff them up good.
Right, gotcha.
You definitely called me ugly.
Look, Mio.
Still hung up on
We're
that?
better off keeping away from this lot. You can't be best pals with a Mobius.
Come now, young folk. You only just arrived. Fancy a little contest.
A contest?
The wind brings me a couple of rumors, such as all of ye being pretty capable. Seeing fellow warriors always gets me fired up. So, it be contest time.
What are you on about? No way I'm doing that.
Scared, eh?
Eh?
Aye, you're lily-livered. Huh. Guess Ouroboros just run away with their tails between their legs. That right? Ha! Lily-livered.
Who are you calling lily-livered?
Just leave it, Lance. You're wasting your time bothering with someone like him.
Must be nice for you, leaving one foot out the door so the sparks won't fall on you when there's trouble. You're frightened of getting knocked down, so you're making out like you're warning him. You trying to save face or something? Be you so scared of Mobius?
Is this...
That's lily-livered, or my name's not Captain Triton.
This man must be a tank. By the way he's aggroing everybody.
Been looking for someone hot-blooded. Happy? Make the preparations.
If he's a tank, I am going to be very, very amused.
Men of the Sea, Triton's triple challenge.
By power vested in Appy, Appy will now explain rules of contest.
I don't know what we've wandered into.
You mean we're actually going through with this?
Rules are simple. In vicinity of Colony 15, there are 3 islands. Each island have specific challenge. Team that solves challenge fastest wins points.
If that's all we need to do, this will be incredibly simple.
I totally thought this was going to be a big punch-up.
Where's your sense of romance? Ain't no contest in a straight-up fist fight.
For friends' informations, Colony 15 soldiers wait on each island to observe contest. Contest teams are all of Friends' team versus the captain and 3 others.
Hey, so we have a bigger team. Doesn't seem fair.
Ye be guests, you see. I'll accept a handicap by way of hospitality.
Oi, are you having a laugh?
Ignore it. He's just provoking you.
Yeah, definitely a tank.
Man doesn't go back on his word. Now then, all of you, get to it!
Friends prepared? First challenge is at Ishan Isle. Talk to Ronya to find out more. Let contest begin.
I wonder what he looks like under the helmet. Oh, he's doing it his way.
Topographical info updated.
Okay.
We've made some new friends.
Have we though?
What are you hiding, little guy?
Have we really? I'm still making up my mind about this guy, but he's clearly a hero in that he's going to be joining our party at some point. So clearly he can't be all that bad, but still very confused. Alright. Gotta remember now that we're running around out and about here, we gotta remember where we parked the ship.
New colony entries have been registered.
Grab that. Colony 15. It's Kevesi. Do the quest and we'll see. I am on it. I'm down for this wacky pirate game show. Should be interesting, I suppose. Wonder what he's gonna make us do. Dating show?
Good place to have a rest.
Okay. Off we go. Oh,
A surprise attack.
Whoa.
Cute. Come on in. I don't fear death, so bring it.
Yes, Ashera, we all know. We've heard you the first time. Oh, different battle music? That's cool. Literally has the best endgame class you can ever get. Whoa, okay, I'll take your word for it. You said he can be any class, so... That's definitely different. Don't spoil me, by the way. But, that means he's not like the other heroes then. I would assume that you can actually change his class.
Whoa, got a rare doodah right here.
Alright, we're back here. What's the challenge? Tell me. There you are, landlubbers. The challenge for this island is simple. You get to show us your brawn. Brawn? Welcome to Men of the Sea, the Brawny Deep. There are some beasties in the area known as Gyarks. You have to bring down 4 of them. It goes without saying that the first to do so wins the challenge. What are you standing around for? Get to it. Get it in gear, Noah. We'll show that mother who's boss. Yep, sure thing.
We've made some new friends.
47. Oh, we can take him. Think you can take me? Don't forget me.
Nice to hear you're so motivated. No, eyes over here. Thanks for the support.
Wow, you have a... That's a big horn. I've started something in chat.
Let's push on.
Don't know if I'll regret it. Yes, well. I appear to have over-leveled for this quest. No matter.
This isn't worth our time.
Never a dull moment, eh?
Yeah, it isn't worth our time, but the funny pirate man wants us to do it. Alright, that's a 2 out of 4. The other's on the other side of the island. Yeah, we're on the other side.
Is this like a rare thing?
Alright, get back here.
Hey, this one means business.
Yeah, it does have a... Now I'm realizing, this battle music does have that Pirates of the Caribbean feel to it, doesn't it? Oh, hi, Ashera.
I'd say we were moving in sync, right, Tile?
One more to go. Let's get him.
Don't worry, I'll handle it.
Keep piling on the damage.
Show us what you've got, Senna.
Whoa. It's a big AoE.
That's how you pull off a win.
Yeah. See if we can keep this up.
That's probably gonna be a pretty annoying move to deal with if we fight a unique monster that has that moveset.
Well, hey, look at that.
Alright.
And we're done. Did we win?
I saw it all. Maybe you aren't such landlubbers. You're late, Captain. I'm afraid that means you lose.
Looks like you're all mouth and no trousers, eh, Captain? Look at you. You're knackered. Who's taking the handicap now, eh?
I must have ate a bad shrimp or something. That be all. Now on to the next one. And don't ye even think about backing out now. Set a course for Daedal Isle.
Who's backing out? We're the ones kicking his ass.
Bless you, Uni. Alright.
This is something decent, right?
Did I park the ship? Wait, no, seriously, wait. Where did I park the ship? Over there, okay. I am going to be asking that question a whole lot on this map, aren't I? There it is. Okay. What level was that fella? I've driven out of range, I can't see.
Sweet,
Yeah.
let's poke around.
First pillar remnant. Yeah, this is definitely like left area, right? Yeah. It's got a left area view about it, this entire place. Ahoy! Welcome to the next challenge, Man of the Sea. Booty calls. Bring me high quality booty and I'll judge it. Booty? Exactly. I need the most valuable booty on this island. You keep using that word. Yeah, we don't really know what you mean or what's on this island. Surely you could send us after something a little more concrete. Booty is booty. If you can't tell good booty when you see it, then we're done here. Feel like this is gonna get taken out of context a bunch, right? But right here, this is the perfect reaction screenshot for a whole bunch of stuff. Also, thanks for the follow. Alright, fine, we'll do it. Let's have a think then. Group talk? Yeah, group talk. But booty? Question mark.
Sounds like a scoop.
Alright, is there a camp nearby? I need a camp in order to discuss stuff. Oh, I guess we're exploring the island for a bit now. I could just show him my 99 ether cylinders. My ship is a camp? Oh, it is it? But surely there's also a camp somewhere on this island. Right? It's fine, I'm gonna unfog the area anyway. Rafas and whatnot. There isn't. Okay, we'll head back to the boat. If the boat is a ship though, can we fast travel to it? I'm worried about if we lose track of where the boat is. Can we quick travel to the boat? No, we cannot. So if we lose track of the boat, like if we park the boat somewhere that isn't near to a quick travel point and then we quick travel, do we have to manually swim all the way back to the boat? I don't really want to try it, but I'm worried about it. Okay, ZL down with the cabin.
I've been craving some downtime.
The boat travels with you? Oh, well, that's convenient. Booty? Question mark. I'm not 100% certain on what booty is. Is it like treasure? Yeah, maybe something shiny? Something we'll find that valuable, probably. Good point. I think you might be onto something there. Something valuable, like something that's been around longer than us, like 100 times older than us. Like what? Are you saying a handful of rocks is more valuable than us? Friend's wrong. Treasure is clearly food so delicious it makes the whole face fall off. I don't know. Food's kind of subjective. Different people like different things. I don't think we're going to agree on anything. Instead of finding out what's right, why don't we just collect everything? It's so simple. I love it. Let's get a rig on. I guess. This island has high-level enemies.
Next on the list is...
Don't worry, we're the masters of running around things and not dying. I'm talking to somebody who unfogged as much of Everblight playing as I could immediately after starting the game. Off to the right, straight into it. I don't care. I'll run right into it. Unfogging the map, baby. Something like that. That's how it went. Alright. You're a big fella. And I'm dead. Well, it'd be like that sometimes. Alright, where are you hovering? I get a good eye on you. Oh, are you under the sand? That was so loud, Jesus. Okay, there he is. Alright, big guy. Big wiggly beetle. Okay, pick up the shinies.
This would be our target.
Yum yum coconut. Delicious. We go around this side. Nope, cliff falls. It's a big island.
Stay or run. Your choice.
This one's gonna be tough.
Rest on the upper path. Oh, there's an upper path.
Enemy! I'll hold them off!
Oh, the music is different for the island and the water fights. I see. Okay, so we have to go around the side. Gotcha. Alright, what's this piece of booty? Node rock? Millennial tree amber. Close. And all the way back there is the last one.
This was a nice find.
Whisper tomato. Ooh, frame rate's tanking a little bit. And in that game, I know there's a big ocean and there's a lot of things running around. You'll be fine. Agnes airdrop. Wait, is this the island we were supposed to go to anyway? It looks like it. That looks like the relay station. No, it's a different island. Okay. Fair enough.
Whoa!
Guys, get ready to fight.
Ancient Taos fossil. Ten Gate Ruins. Oh. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. 10 Gate Ruins. Yeah, now that I look at it, this does look like high-end tier architecture, doesn't it? Is this like a piece of Alchemoth? This definitely looks like a piece of Alchemoth, yeah. Interesting. Oh, and there's like a quick travel. Quick travel? There's a rope here. Yeah, lots of places we're recognizing. Alright. Got your booty. The back of the booty. Whoa, that was fast, but then what did I expect? Right, let's not waste time. Show me what you brought. We found these 3 things, but... Now wait a second. Mate, rude. What I asked you for was booty of the highest value. Whichever way you slice it, there's only one most valuable booty, not 2, and certainly not 3. So, please pick one of them and pass it to me. Awkward, what do we do? I have a feeling it doesn't really matter which one we pick, right? But I'm gonna go with the ancient fossil. Because maybe we can revive a new Pokemon out of it.
This is what we've picked. Get a load of that.
Oh ho! Interesting.
Yar, they be here first.
All right, Beef. Taking it easy, are we?
Unlike some people, I have a more discerning eye and take my time with things. Anyway, what have you got there? A rock, is it? Ha ha ha! You reckon you'll beat me plonking down a little old rock?
Say that again.
This is what I brought. Any fool could see it's bigger.
Whoa. That is pretty big.
Oh, good choice, Captain. This local fruit is said to be jaw-droppingly delicious.
Totally true! Manana could have told you that.
That'll be a win for me, then.
Our guests are the winners, Captain.
What?
I did ask for the most valuable booty. What our guests have brought sells for 10 times more than that coconut. And while the coconut is certainly delicious, its value is only so-so.
Maybe the value is only so-so, but have you seen it? Look at the size, and it tastes fantastic. Bigger be better than smaller, says I. It's worth more in size, therefore I win.
Friend right. Taste alone make it bestest treasure.
Hey, whose side are you on, Shortcake?
Manana will not make fibs. Tell Manana what's more important than deliciousness.
Ye can't say fairer than that. I win.
No, you did not win. Just man up and accept you lost.
What have we...
Captain, accepting defeat is part of being a man of the sea.
What have we wandered into?
Ugh. You've really got me over a barrel here. Well played. But the next one's gonna be mine, you'll see. Come to Cape Arcafor. I'll give you a damn good thrashing.
We're forgetting this guy's a
Few
Morbius.
screws short of 11ness.
We're forgetting that this guy's a Morbius, right? I mean, we're giving him the benefit of the doubt right now, sure, but... Unless he quit that whole business. So you retired, Morbius. Can you retire from Morbius? They don't seem like the type of organization that allows resignations. Don't answer that. I'm just talking out loud. Really, it's bad enough that when you join up with Mobius, they make you wear a silly hat. It's undignified is what it is. At least his hat isn't that silly. Honestly, I've seen worse. He's got a pirate hat, at least it's fashionable. I saw some poor sap with an axe taped to their head. Ahoy, chums, I've been waiting. You haven't sighted Sauru, have you? Sauru? No, I don't think so, sorry. Ursus, I knew he'd be up to his usual tricks. It's Sauru. He couldn't find his way if he nailed a map to his bum. That good of directions, is he? He's probably got himself ate up by some monster, ha 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 ha. And that's funny. Sauru was gonna do this next part, but I can't help if he's done the disappearing act, can I? So it's up to me to explain the next challenge. The first group to track a certain monster and bring it down is the winner. That all sounds quite simple. Yep, find some big footprints, follow them. Well, best of luck to you. Okay then, let's head out. We've got footprints, 2 sets of them. And it looks like they're going in different directions. Which way do we go? Good question. Oh, we're fighting a Go-Go. We're definitely fighting a Go-Go. Right? I'm just gonna follow one of them, and if it turns out to not be the one, then, you know, we'll go the other way. Pretty simple.
Huh? What's that? Cake! Great. Wonder what it's like inside.
Get me out of the poison.
Guess I'll show you what I'm all about.
I'm sorry, everyone.
I'm going right. I could navigate that, but it's a pain. I'm going right.
Don't worry, just stick to the plan.
There's no poison down here.
Enemies! I'll hold them off!
It's definitely a Go-Go we're about to fight.
Tough enemy incoming! Brace yourselves!
Ahoy, guests. What's up?
What's up? We want to know what you're doing here, that's what's up.
That's no good, friends. You're supposed to be taking down that monster. Oh, did I explain that to you already?
No, you'd scuttled off somewhere, so we had to get the deets from someone else.
Well, that's no good then, is it? If you waste time here, you're gonna lose.
We followed the tracks here, you numpty.
We got more tracks here!
Oh my. We better follow these then.
Good luck, friends. You best not hang about, or the captain will sail ahead.
Fair enough.
We've made some new friends.
At least we found the dude. So guess that's what happens if you turn right. But the routes probably converge, I would assume. Whoa, big guy. Very big guy. Huge! Huge guy. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was a go-go. How did I know? Oh, somebody dazed him first. That's fine. And that pop that here too? Fair enough. Oh no! Ah, Venom Cloud. Ah, bad mojo. Bad juju. Memories of Xenoblade 2's challenge mode. Alright.
Yes! Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now that was a bone cruncher, eh?
Where are the others? No sign. Right, let's leg it back to the Pharaonis.
Yeah. That buffoon's going to regret making fools of us.
Well, big guy.
Okay, well, we doing this?
Very big guy. Oh, what are you? I've never seen a monster that looked like you before. Are you new?
Well, hey, look at that.
What a mouth. Alright, so you say if we quick travel, the ship will come with us. Right? Alright, Chad, I trust you. I hope I don't have to swim all the way back. You got lucky, Chad. You got lucky this time. Final Fantasy 7 and 8 have burned me on that. Forgetting where I parked the boat and having just a whole bunch of trouble trying to find where I have to go back to get it. That was a thing. Alrighty.
The big lug still isn't here.
No, friends have come back before arrival of Captain. Have to say, Captain is not most punctual.
Ah! Don't tell me we're pipped to the post again.
Captain is late. Is never good thing to make guests wait.
It was a piece of cake. Maybe we should have given you a handicap.
Winners of contest are honored guests.
Man of the Sea, Triton's Triple Challenge, Part 4.
What?
The last challenge be a good old punch-up. The winner gets, what do I need?
7 points?
What he said. Good. Now, put 'em up.
Oh, this is taking the piss. It's called the Triple Challenge.
Yes, we agree for once. What happened to a man doesn't go back on his word?
You be right. He doesn't. But a man always wants more.
His crew are done with him too.
This clod. What crud is he spouting now?
It's the same stuff he's been spouting from the start.
Yeah, that is true. Yes.
Lance!
Huh?
You better pay attention. Man of the Seas, sucker, punch!
Lance! You okay?
He Falcon punched.
What a bloody underhanded way to start a fight, arsehole.
Carelessness on the sea gets you killed.
Can we kill him?
The man's gonna pay attention every second of every minute.
Sorry, Captain can't be stopped when he gets like this.
Is he gonna turn in? Is he gonna turn Morbius?
Or get sucked into Captain Tornado.
Captain Tornado. I just realized he is Captain. He's not Captain Falcon, but he is a Captain. Oh, his friends are coming along with him. Okay. Ah, crap. I didn't get to fire off the big one. Oh well. Wait for some early AoE damage. I will take it. Wait, we lost both our healers? Uh-oh. Oh, we might still be able to win this regardless. Depends on how it goes. You guys do some stuff. Okay, never mind. I sought my targets during the I sought my targets just now by accident. That's what screwed up the chain. Alright, fired it off this time. Focus attacks. Working on grabbing the aggro. Alright, one down. Whoa, I got bumped. Uh-oh. We lost all the healers again. Awkward. Well, hard mode is hard mode. I'll just do the thing that lets me win the game. Yeah, it won't be as much damage of tree healer over that, but it'll let us survive, so. Getting the aggro back on us. Alright, get Tyon back up and we'll pop one of these off. Alright. Let's go. break.
You're in for it now.
It's alright. We'll get this done. See if we can turn some AoE damage as well.
How about this? That's the way.
Yeah, we want to topple him. Then we want to launch him. Okay, okay, so it lands at 74. This is gonna could be decent, yeah. Alright, I try and max this out, so Acros will be flying everywhere. We're gonna throw everything on this one. Okay. You started this. Might as well get some more AoE damage in while we can. Right. These last few ones don't matter too much. No good at the bleed. Fair enough. It's a pretty good damage multiplier. Wait, is he dead? No way he's dead. Just off of this, is he? Yeah, no way. He lives this. 1.3 mil is pretty good. Pretty sweet. Launching him. Alright. Okay. Come back here. Can we pick up all the drops? Yeah, pick up all the drops. Oh, we can bully him. Okay, we didn't even bully him. We just took him out normally. Yeah, the tree healer setup's like pretty much guaranteed. We'll pass it. We'll pass through things.
So it's settled, right? We totally won this bloody thing.
Man, what a real mudder of a Mobius. Oh, my aches have aches.
Uni's doing the Adidas squat. The Adidas squat, yeah.
It wasn't exactly one-on-one.
To be sure, I'd have beaten any one of ye in a fair fight, but I feel no ill will. Been a while since anyone knocked me down.
Well, I'm feeling all kinds of ill. He's nothing sucker punched me.
I have a question. If you're a Mobius, you could have transformed at any time, right? So, why didn't you do it?
Ah, young'un. Only thing I trust are these old bones and my own two fists. In a brawl, anything else kind of taints things. Besides, using anything else be no fun at all.
I feel that. I think.
Ah, truth be told, I've been alive so long, I've clean forgot how to transform.
Oh, for sparks, don't know why I asked.
By the by, wonder if I could ask you a favor.
Come on. Think it's a bit early in our relationship for that.
If I let this get away from me now, I might not remember again. I gave up thinking ahead long, long ago, see?
Well then, what is it that you need?
Ah, well, I want you to smash that big old shiny thing.
That's your flame clock.
Mate, do you even have a clue what you're saying right now?
He's a very wacky individual.
I've been waiting for this moment. For that thing to disappear, see?
Are you really sure?
Yeah, tear it down, says I.
Well, I'm around to watch it happen.
Yeah, he took his mask off. He looks normal.
Here we go.
Relatively normal.
Finally, you're free, friends.
Huh. I know it's a bit late to ask this, but are you sure this is okay?
Now, you boys and girls might not be understanding this. I've been a Mobius for a long time, seen and learnt a lot about death. The thing with death is, it doesn't care about your feelings. It just comes when it wills. Now, I've seen people who lived short but full lives. People who cling to every last bit of life. People who are only too happy to die. I've encountered so many people, I've lost count. But good or bad, they die while I carry on.
But of course that's going to happen, with the way the world is.
If I'm going to accept things just because that's how they are, then maybe I've been living too long. Watching the way they lived, I ended up thinking, wondering what fun these people could get up to if they were free. Something fun. Maybe something stupid.
Fun?
Sure. I think about Dougie, best strong man I ever saw. Or Serena, nobody loved to see like her. Ghoul had no equal in battle. I knew all sorts of spirited folk, but no matter who they were, the flame clock would end up being their reason for living. I wanted to do something, but not even these boat hooks could put a dent in that blasted thing.
You mean you tried to do it as a Mobius?
Aye, but nothing came of it. That's when it really hit home that I was a Mobius. I couldn't destroy the flame clock, and after a while, I just gave up. that ironic?
This is interesting.
Man, and here I thought you were just some giant without a thought in his head. Turns out there's a bit more to you.
It be true. Getting the old noggin going is not a skill I possess. But round about the time I gave up thinking about anything, I started hearing about you lot.
About us?
Yep, some idiots going around beating up Mobius, smashing up flame clogs, things of that ilk. Need I explain any more? I knew you were the ones who could release my friends, trapped by that infernal clock.
Well, we did do that.
Indeed. I suppose you could say that us destroying the flame clock set your friends free. But that doesn't mean that your friends would have got the same lease on life as Mobius.
You don't have come out with some tripe, Four Eyes.
Four Eyes? My name is Tyon.
I be talking about in here.
The heart? You mean like feelings?
That's right, girl. It doesn't change anybody's lifespan, but in that moment, it's the bonds between us all that changed.
But you're a consul. You're telling me something's changed between you and your underlings?
I think you know the answer, boy. We be equal now, not tied to each other by time, or who be above and who be below.
Equal?
Aye, me and ye are equals. We've had a good brawl, and now there's no grudges.
So, what will you do now?
Good question. I reckon I'll find the next big beastie and beat the snot out of it. Ha ha ha! Hope you got room, kiddies.
Huh?
Didn't really think I'd be fighting Mobius. Ah, but I'm a big boy. It'll be fine.
You mean... you're joining us?
Yep. I bet you feel all kinds of reassured.
I mean, you are pretty tough.
Wait. Did you forget we're Ouroboros?
And he's Mobius. You're gonna go against your own kind.
Too right. You could live 1,000 years and not get the chance to team up with Ouroboros and take a pop at Mobius. I may like an odd scrap with some toughness, but going on some idiot adventure with them sounds fun too.
What do you think?
He doesn't seem the type to have any ulterior motives.
There's one. I've a debt to pay, and I've decided I'll pay it now. Otherwise, ye softies will get knocked down by the next breeze that comes along.
And not because you're planning on punching us when our backs are turned?
Nope. When I've a problem with somebody, I be the sort to tackle it head on.
I mean, no. You definitely punched me when I wasn't looking.
Lance is still... he's still salty about that.
Come on, this is a good deal.
All right. You convinced me.
You sure?
You can't say you hate him after listening to all that.
That's true. Okay. You're on the team, Triton.
Glad that didn't take long. I like a good snappy decision, so I do.
But if you put one foot wrong, we're kicking you out faster than you can say Ouroboros.
Ha ha! I shan't cross my heart. Just you watch, boy. I got me own special power I can help you out with.
Oh yeah? I'll keep my expectations low.
It does raise some questions though, right? Like Mobius isn't a fully like organized group, I guess. If this guy's just off running around doing whatever he wants.
Guess I'd better relay the tale to my men. Oh, one last thing.
Huh? What is it now?
I got feelings deep as the sea, which I like to pound into some tough enemies. Now I want to fight forever, but when I became a Mobius, that's when I realized that one human life would always have felt too short. I've lived my life in fear, worried that it was too short. But now, a quick scuffle with ye all has helped clear things up for me. I really felt alive. I'd be grateful. Thanks to ye, I can chart a new course.
Get out of here with all that, man.
Ha! You got it!
Well,
I got some kind of special moves I want to show off.
we do in fact have a new hero on the team. Soul Hacker can acquire arts and skills from unique monsters, allowing for a wide range of battle customization. Oh. Pattern himself wields some unique arts and skills in various ways to raise his attack, making him an exclusive attacker indeed. However, he's mostly forgotten the various moves he's obtained over the years, leaving him only with those arts and skills that he uses most regularly. The Soul Hacker class cannot set master arts and skills. They possess a special ability that lets them acquire arts and skills for defeating unique monsters. So this class is a blue mage. This class is blue mage, that's what it is, huh? Can be further strengthened by meeting certain conditions. Oh, that's interesting. Can change their role using the role skill. Ah, alright, so this is the customization class. I see, I see. Like Poppy. Yeah, kind of like Poppy, right?
We've made some new friends.
That's definitely interesting. Wonder if that like applies retroactively though.
So I gotta whack him. I can do that.
Nope, it does not apply retroactively. We're gonna have to go back and refight unique monsters that we haven't fought yet, I think.
So I gotta whack him. I can do that.
Alright, fair enough. That's definitely something interesting to look forward to. Yeah, I'll figure out how it all works another time, I suppose. Oh, okay. So this is where we pull up the list and we can find the enemies and stuff to go and fight. Well, the good news is everyone we fought has left a named grave behind, so we can always just go back to them and like we can always just go back there and pick up the moves again, so it's not gonna be that big a deal. But it looks like that's all we have time for tonight. Yeah, we will probably hop back into the main story in the next session, I suppose. Yeah, we can see the target monster from here, right? Fair enough, yeah. Okay. Are we gonna call?
Keep track of our progress.
We're gonna be calling things at here for tonight. Let me see if there's anybody good we want to read. Wonder if anybody's streaming First Soldier. I want to pay the love back again. Oh, there are people who are playing First Soldier. Don't know if I recognize any of them. Chad, anybody in particular you want us to raid? Any suggestions? If not, I'll probably just raid a Muto. Right, I guess we'll just toss this over to toss us over to a Muto. Oh yeah, my friend's doing a subathon. We raided him yesterday, but we'll raid him again, just for the heck of it. Alright, thanks for joining us everybody. We will be back on Wednesday, and we will be continuing with main story. So yeah, look forward to it. I am going to try my best not to get sidetracked too much again, because I really want to see where the plot's going. So yeah, catch you guys in a couple days, yeah. Have a good one, everybody.